everyone, welcome back to my channel. As I said in my previous video and kind of as the title suggests, I'm not a big romance reader. It's typically something I read if I need like a palate cleanser, if I'm reading something really heavy or if I'm finishing up like a big series or a really long book. Typically something kind of light, fluffy, fun is when I reach for it. It seems like that's what everyone is reading nowadays though, which I love. I have seen like some discourse where people are saying like, how can you say you're a reader if you're not reading the classics, or you only read this author, or you just like spicy books on TikTok. Who cares? Anything that gets people reading, and whatever you like to read, do it, read it. Reading is supposed to be fun and an escape, so let's just leave everyone alone. But in keeping with that theme, I want to try out some romance books. I've seen a ton of recommendations, and in kind of getting into this genre, I'm trying to like combine it with other elements or other stories that I would probably love to read even if it wasn't a romance. That's kind of how I'm getting going with this. Typically I like to read suspense, mystery, thriller, sometimes like horror and supernatural. So I've tried to pick books that blend romance with those, and hopefully I'll find some new favorites and have some recommendations for people who are maybe also new to romance or like a blend of those types of things. So the first one we have is My Roommate is a Vampire. So this follows Cassie. She is an artist. She's a bit down on her luck. She is about to be evicted. She finds this beautiful home in Chicago in a neighborhood she totally can't afford, but it's super cheap. And she's like, probably too good to be true. It is. So her roommate, Frederick, at first seems really nice. He leaves her notes around the apartment. He asks her about her art. Seems really sweet, but he's odd. Talks like he's from a different time. He only goes out at night. And then she finds blood bags in the fridge. And so she has to confront him and be like, what is this? And the end of the blurb says that her sexy new roommate is a vampire and he has a proposition for her. So this seems really fun. I did notice there is a sequel out for this one, so I love that. It's kind of like when you discover a show and you're like, sweet, it already has 3 seasons. I can just like binge watch this and just blow through it. So I'm excited to do that with these ones. Next up, we have Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. I've heard a ton about Tessa Bailey. I've heard she writes a little bit more spicier stuff, which isn't normally my thing, but I don't really want to write off books just because of that anymore. But this one follows Natalie. She has lost her job and she has to move back to her hometown to kind of lick her wounds a little bit and kind of get back on her feet. Then we meet August. He owns a winery, but he is horrible at making wine. Like no one can even stand to taste it. So now they've kind of find themselves in this predicament where I don't think they used to date, but I think they're attracted to each other, where she needs to save her reputation. She needs to get back into the wine business because her family is like wine royalty. She has the money, he has the product. And so they basically scheme up this plan of, well, if we just hurry up and get married, for some reason that's more believable than them being business partners. I don't know. We can both fix this pretty much. Like we can both fix our lives. We'll do our thing, make some profits, she'll fix her reputation, and then they can just split and go their separate ways. Obviously they're super attracted to each other, so it's kind of like the marriage of convenience, which I do think is a fun trope. I do like it. But will they actually fall for each other and kind of work everything out, and then also just keep people convinced that this is real like along the way? So this seems really fun. Okay, this next one I'm so excited for. I saw the title and I was like, you got me, I'm locked in, let's go. It's called Love in the Time of Serial Killers. I think this is hilarious. This is like the perfect blend of true crime and romance, and I love it. This is so clever. So we follow Phoebe, who has gone back to her childhood home to help pack up the house after her dad has sadly passed away. She's trying to finish her dissertation, which is of course on serial killers, because what else? And she's kind of reconnecting with her younger brother, who is kind of like a goof. She's kind of like a, what do they call it now? Kind of like a black cat character, where she's like, I'm just here to like clean the house. I'm trying to write. I'm trying to live my life. Like the sooner I can get out of here, the better. Like I left this place for a reason. But then the neighbor, his name is Sam, she immediately is suspicious of him, but I think she's just suspicious of everybody. And it's so funny because on the back it says she's convinced he's somehow like a serial killer, but he could turn out to be something much scarier, a genuinely good guy with a good heart. So I think it'll be cute to see if they can actually like fall for each other if she can trust him, and hopefully she finds like, no dead bodies in his basement, because that would just suck. For my last book, I am going way out of my comfort zone here, but I'm trying to keep an open mind, and I am also a sucker for a pretty cover. So we have Gothicana by Runix. This is a dark romance. It has a whole list of trigger warnings, which I'm just trying to keep an open mind. Maybe I'll just skip parts I don't like, I don't know. But this is right up my alley, like a gothic setting, a mystery, suspense, all of that. I'm excited for this. So it looks like it follows a student named Corvina. She is sent to a school after her mother passes away, and she kind of gets involved with this like part-time professor named Thad. It doesn't say he's a lot older than her. I think he is. I think I've heard that about this book. It's like a age gap, which, you know, open mind, we'll see how it goes. But students start disappearing, and they think that she could be linked to like a centuries old mystery when it comes to the school. So I'm really excited for this one. It's definitely my most like, will it not? But you know what, open mind. I think it's a beautiful book. Even the pages are this like really pretty dark purple color. Here they are. This is my romance TBR as a non-romance reader. If you guys have read any of these, please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of them. And also, if you love romance, let me know what got you into the genre. What books, authors, series, what really got you into it, made you love it, and what you're currently reading, because I would love to just know more about this whole like world that sprung up from romance and has really made reading, I think, like popular again. Seeing it all over social media. Barnes & Noble is booming. I think it's really, really cool. But if you want an update on these, please let me know. I think Gothicana is gonna throw me for a loop. This one is gonna be the most like make or break for me. So if you want an update, I will definitely give you one if you want one, but as always, keep on reading.